Worst week ever for me at basketball. The association I play in brought in this new rule to sort of stop flagrants and techs and all this sort of stuff. If you get 3 in a season, they sit you for a week.
What, 3 techs?
3 techs in a season, they sit you for a week. And then if you repeat offend, if you get one more after that, then you've got to go to judiciary and then plead your case, and they can give you anywhere from 5 to 10 weeks off.
Minisode. Watch out! Here it comes. Watch out! Here it comes. Watch out! Here it comes.
What? So, I kind of get that if you play in one comp, but it's across all comps. So say you play in one comp, that's 20 games, and you get 3 techs. Well, that means you're getting a tech that's 15% of the time you're getting a tech. But I play 3 comps, so I'm playing 60 games.
It carries from team to team, does it?
It's for a season. So if I was to play in 10 teams in a season, so it's crazy. So I got 3 techs out of 60 games across 3 different comps, and the one I got was last Sunday night playing our elimination final, and we won. But I got a tech at the end of the game, which was a nothing tech, pleading a referee to assign a foul to me instead of my teammate. It would have been my teammate's 5th, and I said, "Oh, ref, on me," and he called me for being aggressive towards the referee.
What?
Yeah, and so I got this tech, and I thought nothing of it, and then it dawned on me that was my 3rd tech of the season. The last game of the season, I get a tech.
I think you should plead that, man.
I've tried all week, so I'm out of the grand final.
That's rubbish.
And I'm out of 2 elimination finals this week. So I'm out of... I missed my Monday night elimination final. We won. And then tomorrow night's 8th grade men's league elimination final. I'm out as well. And I'm begging and pleading. I've got, players from other teams writing letters, don't do this. You guys are mental.
This is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. And this is the only time I'll ever tell you to do this, Stu. Only time. Only time I'll ever tell you this. You need to pull a Lavar ball.
Yeah?
And pull your teams.
I was thinking about doing it, man.
Pull your teams, bro. From all 3. For all 3. Pull all your teams. And go, no.
I didn't want to do it to the guys, but I reckon they would.
That's like saying your fouls count from team to team, which is BS.
It's crazy, I know. And I've been at loggerheads with them all week. And I've got, players from other teams are this is a guy, I've played with this association since I was 11, so I played with this association for 25 years. I've never been ejected. I've never been in a judiciary.
Question.
It's fucking...
Did all 3 texts come from that one team, or is this an add-up across?
Yeah, I got 2 in my Thursday men's league, and 1 on my Sunday social.
That's bullshit. That's beyond unfair. That's unrealistic.
Yeah.
So, no big intro from me tonight. Obviously, you probably hear I've got a bit of a hoarse voice getting over the old sickness. So, I'll just welcome everyone back. Another Minisode. God damn, Stu, I wish this season would just start already.
I know, I'm glad it's starting earlier, but it's still not early enough. It could start tomorrow, and I'd be glued. Oh, and all the leaked footages of the scrimmages, and now all the little sneaky reports. Your Brandon Ingram's grown 2 inches, and someone else has put on 20 kilos of muscle, and it's building. I can't wait, man.
So, man, I can't believe we're still talking about this whole Carmelo situation. The Knicks are going to go into training camp with Melo in this lineup, which is absolutely ridiculous. Almost as ridiculous as starting to record and my son crying.
Great timing.
Give me 2 minutes, I'll be back.
Yeah, all good.
Damn it. I can't believe that he's still there. I don't know what New York's waiting for. I don't know what Melo's waiting for. I don't know who to really blame anymore. I feel like they're just... I think I've said it last time we spoke about it, which was I feel like they're just playing a game of chicken and just collided, and both parties are sitting on the ground staring at each other now.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, they've drafted a point guard. They've signed a 2-guard. They've got Melo. They've got the zinger back. I don't know. Is this their lineup? Are they're going for it? I don't know. What are they doing in the East? Who are they competing with? And who breaks the stalemate? It's absolutely bizarre. And I think we all would have bet the house on the fact that Melo was gone and it was going to Houston and it was going to happen. And here we are, almost in October. Training camp's about to kick off, and he's still a Knick. It's weird.
If I'm the Knicks, I'm saying, you know what, Melo, go, and Houston, give me all your first rounders for the next 6 years. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
What else are you going to get for this guy now? Like, honestly, I can't believe we're still talking about this. It's ridiculous. They must still be looking for a third team. I mean, obviously Houston don't have much to give up, and you know, as competitive as they're going to be, their picks aren't going to be great. And like you suggested, there's going to have to be a few of them to be thrown in. But it must be a lack of a third team or a key player. There's no other reason. I cannot fathom why he's still a Knick. Yeah. So I suppose after, questioning Melo and questioning New York, the other little tidbit that sort of came to mind today was obviously ESPN. And I know teams... Well, I know players and fans have problems with their rankings. This is why their rankings and they're designed to spark debate, and hence why we're going to talk a little bit about tonight. But for ESPN, that's total disrespect and disregard, I suppose, for the player Melo is, for the situation he's currently in. I mean, but to not even rank Melo in the top 60?
Yeah, that's mental.
He's 65.
Really? I haven't seen the list. I saw CJ McCollum's tweet about it, or his Instagram post, and all the other guys liking it.
Do you know who they've got behind him?
No, I
think it's Lonzo Ball is behind him.
Lonzo Ball's like 63 and he's 65 or something. Is that right?
Honestly, if you're doing a list and you're ranking the top 100 players in the league, you can't have rookies.
No, you've never watched a game of basketball. Honestly, you can't
have rookies. Seriously, they haven't played a single NBA minute. How could anyone from that draft class be possibly ranked against the top 100 players in the league? That's absolutely absurd.
Yep. Yeah, look, a lot of people have come out and said it's just purpose clickbait by ESPN. Apparently, their metrics on readership is down on their online stories, something to the tune of almost 1 million people over the last quarter. They're just not doing social media as well as Bleacher Report and the Basketball Forever pages and those sorts of outlets, and of course the Courtside Facebook page. So maybe it's just a clutching of straws for a bit of controversy. I mean, it's to put Melo out of a top 50, crazy.
I get it. It's off season, so you got to expect some lows. The season's just around the corner, but I mean, this is just clear retardedness. It's just clear.
He's gone full R word.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I really try not to say that word, but I just feel like sometimes it's just...
Look, I'm super interested. So they haven't released the top 50 though, is that right?
No, yeah. So they unveil I think it's they'll do 10 or 12 at a time.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. No. It's silly. It's silly.
I'm a Laker guy through and through, and I'm pleased that. If Lonzo's 60 something, then does that mean we get another couple of appearances? I mean, if they're going to rank him that highly, do we get a Randall in the top 50? I mean, it's bizarre.
This is silly. This is silly. Speaking of silly, we should jump to it.
Good segue, yes.
Yeah. Look, I've tried to be nice about this. I've tried to be optimistic. I really do realize, I'm fully aware that there are a lot of Laker fans on the Courtside page. You know where this is going. I try to be supportive of you and Vince, even with Vince's over-the-top ramblings about his Lakers. And I get it. I understand fandom. But my God, man. LeVar Ball. I mean, okay, whatever. He's got his Facebook show now. He's officially reality TV show territory. But he's been talking some mad shit this week. Mad shit. My God.
Don't you hate him because he had so much talent in him that he made 3 superstars and Michael Jordan couldn't even produce one.
Dude. All right, let me break it down for you, LeVar Ball.
Here we go.
MJ had that much talent in the tip of his dick that his kids never have to fucking work. Again, his kids don't have to fucking work. Your boys could be out of the league tomorrow and they'll be flipping fries. Jesus.
Yeah, not flipping burgers, he'll be flipping fries.
Flipping fries. Because they can't even do that right.
Oh man, it's
my goodness.
There's saying things for attention, and then there is certified loony bin shit. And
is he working for ESPN?
Yeah, he did the list.
Just to tie it all in. What was the other one he said through the week? I can't remember. The Jordan one bugged the shit out of me, but what was the other one?
Oh, he said that LeBron's going to change the spelling of his name to Labron. LeBron.
Oh my God.
Because he's coming to LA.
I just want to smack the shit out of him. I want to pull his fake moustache off his face. I want to brush his goddamn teeth. That's what I want to go do.
Oh, yeah. That dude needs to pay money to get those teeth sorted out.
Dude, he needs a brand new grill, that's for sure. Goddamn. Goddamn, makes me mad as shit.
He said something else about a new set of kicks coming out for one of the kids and how much they were going to cost as well.
It's like $1,600 or something?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Get that mess out of here. I saw it, and LaMelo, obviously, earlier in the week had his signature shoe. I don't know if I heard it right, but doesn't that put a big question mark on his college eligibility?
Don't know. I apparently it does, but there's a rule because it's their own brand. It's not officially an endorsement. Just really quickly, the shoe looks shit hot.
You like the look of the shoe?
Oh, man, the shoe's fire. Honestly, I really like the shoe. I don't know what it'll do to his eligibility, and
it reminds me...
he'll have to wear it overseas. He might have to wear it overseas before he steps foot on the league if they do wipe his NCAA status.
I've seen that shoe before somewhere, though. I've seen that colorway before. I'm just trying to think if it was a late Kobe or a late early... maybe it was an early Irving shoe. Really similar colorway.
Yeah, I've definitely seen similar, and Nike are using that fleck through the KD range as well. So it's a done thing.
Yeah. Hey, actually, while I've got you here and while we're recording, I got hit up through the week by one of our Courtside faithful fans, and he wants us to do a sneaker special.
Cool, we could totally do that. And
I said, well, we could get myself, you, and said guest, and maybe do a Courtside Presents sneaker special.
We should definitely do that. We've got, I think, between you, me, even Vinny, and most of the Courtside guys, I've seen plenty of photos of a checkered history of high tops, mids, and all sorts of brands and styles. So I think we should be able to cover most shoe genres.
I was thinking maybe, I don't know, I'll work out the nuts and bolts of it later, and hopefully my voice will be back to full strength by the time we record. But I was thinking, I don't know, maybe... Initially, I said, what about would it be too crazy to do a top 100? Maybe a little too long, but maybe, I don't know, maybe a top 50.
We could probably do a top 50, or we could have, we could easily have 3 people giving their top 15. Easy.
Anyway,
cool.
Thought I'd throw that out there.
All right, I like it.
Speaking about just throwing it out there, Jabari Parker.
Whoa. Wait, what?
Oh, wait, that's my other show. No, Jabari Parker throwing it out there.
Is it true? Is the rumor true?
He wants a 5-year max deal with the Bucks.
Ooh.
I mean, look, I'm high on the kid. I would have taken him over Wiggins in the drafts. Obviously, he's had a bit of problem with the ACL. He had 2 ACL repairs. Man, I am really high on the kid. I just don't know if I'm that high on the kid.
Yeah,
it just feels like with this new NBA money coming through, it just feels like it raises the question marks on the deals being handed out. I mean, we've already spoken the past couple of weeks about is Wiggins worth paying that max deal? Is Nerlens Noel worth paying that max deal? And now Jabari is, man, he was playing so well last year until he went down that ACL, and I hope he can get it together, but I don't know if I see the Bucks paying him that.
Yeah, I don't know what the clauses are that come into these sorts of things when it comes to insurances and payouts and milestones and things like that. I mean, shit, I'm the same, man. I'm in his corner. He's a friggin' stud. I love his game. It's smooth. It's like he's like this giant Paul Pierce. I love him, but
I was saying,
man, I don't know.
He reminds me like I think Vince laughed at me at this, but I said like he kind of reminds me of a poor man's Grant Hill.
Yeah. He's got this sort of slow, smooth, old school about him.
Yeah. He's got that. You know, he's that bit bigger, but he's got that nice little crossover, and he can fill it up. Like he's a great scorer, but
yeah. He's sneaky quick, but I mean, shit, those knees, man. Like, yeah, like, man, I don't know. I'd love to say, yeah, throw it at him.
This deal,
he seems like that dude.
This deal is set in place, I think, for another team though. I can't see Milwaukee taking such a big gamble, knowing where their team is right now, knowing that if he doesn't pan out, it's going to set them back. Do you know what I mean? Like, because Milwaukee, even without Jabari Parker last year, were on the verge of like some pretty big upsets in the playoffs. Like they're almost there. And hey, if the Greek Freak can live up to Kobe's goals of him becoming MVP this year, I mean, they're going to be right in the East again. But you know, I just feel like that this. Throwing a max deal at a guy like that makes sense if you're maybe a Detroit Pistons. It makes sense maybe if you're a New York Knicks. It makes sense if you're maybe a Brooklyn Nets. But if you're on the verge of, you know, really breaking through in the playoffs, I just don't think this is a smart move.
I don't know. I mean, a healthy or semi-healthy, productive and contributing Parker probably does change their end-of-year standings when it comes to playoff performance, so you know, maybe he's worth hanging around. But
do you want 5 years?
If he's hell bent on that deal, then yeah, I don't think he gets it there.
Speaking about all this, how funny was it that Nerlens Noel just ended up taking like a 1-year deal with Dallas?
Yeah, I saw that coming. I mean, you know,
his standoff.
What other choice did he have?
Yeah, he's got to show and prove this year. He's in like Wiggins sort of boat. You know, they've really got to show and prove this year. Show that they're worth that dough. I mean, Wiggins gets the deal, but if Nerlens Noel wants it, he can't have a season like last year.
Talking about showing, and I saw a clip today of some of these scrimmages that are happening, and you know, Westbrook and Harden and Chris Paul and all those guys, and the Manimal was showing up.
Oh, really?
Man, he was jumping out of the goddamn gym. There was some shots that were bouncing off the rim, and he was honestly, man, like his arm was up top corner of the glass, like it was crazy.
I feel like he could really help a team, and I don't know what it was, but that Denver team, him specifically, after George Karl left, when they got beaten by the Warriors.
Yeah.
And Iggy bounced. Iggy ratted them all out and ratted George Karl out. He fucking did. I don't care what anyone says. He fucking did. That's what he did.
The original cupcake.
Yeah, damn straight. Anyway, yeah, like he's been a shadow of his former self since then. I mean, I don't know if it's just that teams have caught on and they can, you know, prepare for him and prepare for his athletic ability and get sort of game plan against it. But man, I tell you, I don't know. Sometimes I just think that maybe he just needs. He's like a guy who could have a breakout year, but just needs a change of scenery.
Yeah. There's no way that guy's in the right system isn't a 15 and 15 guy. Like, he should be leading the league in rebounds. He is an absolute pogo stick, and I think it's a system thing.
Speaking of a big season, are you and Vince getting a little bit nervous?
What? Of our big season?
Of the big season ahead. For the Pelicans.
Come on. Why?
So, for all
they a surrogate team now that they've picked up Tony Allen?
No. Well, we'll talk about the Grizzlies in a sec.
Why?
I don't know why. So for all the new courtside listeners out there listening to the show for the first time, what we have throughout the year is every now and then, if maybe a host or two hosts don't agree, we lay down the ultimate challenge, which is a slap bet. So basically, this season already, we have a slap bet in place. Where I've come out and said I think the Pelicans are good enough to make the playoffs. I was mocked by Stu and Vince, and a slap bet was put in place. So if Pelicans make the playoffs, double slap, one from Vince, one from Stu. But if the Pelicans don't make the playoffs, I've got to slap myself twice Fair's fair. But, I mean, look, they make some adjustments this week. They, a weird sort of signing from OKC. They bring in Perry Jones, which is a bit of a ho-hum sort of move. But I suppose the biggest one for me, being a Grizzlies fan, and is Tony Allen signing with the Pelicans. I mean, it just gives them some pretty good depth.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's coming back from injury. It's going to do him a lot of good, only playing 82 games in the season. So it's good. It's a good signing for him. I mean, you know, if he stayed in Memphis, he'd probably have to play playoff basketball. You'd rather go to the Pelicans, only play 82 games, not make the playoffs and rest your body.
Well played.
He's already booked his Caribbean holiday.
Yeah,
he knows he's only playing 82.
Yeah. Let's face it, you might check out last 10 games anyway.
He probably will.
He'd be boarding a plane somewhere for the Bahamas.
There'll be some Tankapalooza for some top draft pick.
Yeah. I mean, I like the addition for the Pelicans. Like I said, I think it does give them some really good strength. I think what they need to really address is the outside shooting. Because the more I think about that, the more I think of the lack of shooting from outside they have. I mean,
yeah,
Rondo's been questionable over the years. You know, how well can Drew Holiday play off the ball? I mean, I suppose that's the biggest question going forward. I'm sort of concerned, but not concerned with the outside shooting, adding Tony Allen, because when I really think about it, and I think about those last sort of few months last year with Cousins in Sacramento and the amount of threes he was starting to put up, you know, maybe they do have enough.
Oh yeah, Boogie and Davis can stretch it. That's I don't think that's going to be your problem. And I like Holiday off the ball. Philly played him off the ball a fair bit, and I think he'll be fine off the ball. I still don't think the Pellies are deep enough. I just think they're a 6-7 man rotation with scrubs on the rest of the bench.
I think they're good enough to be 8 seed.
Yeah,
even in the West. Even in the West.
I think they concede the Boogie AD pairing by All-Star break, and he's gone.
Really?
It didn't look cohesive at the end of last season. I just wasn't a fan of it theoretically, and on paper, I'm like, this is amazing. 2 guys who are statistical mirrors of each other. This is going to be huge, and it just, I don't know. It didn't really feel good on the court.
Okay, so here's my thing. He comes in basically halfway through the year to that squad. I mean, the course is going to look a little bit awkward. Again, they're in the Western Conference. The teams are already on pace and have got a good thing going, so they'll playing catch-up basketball anyway. So, you know, there's that factor. They get a full training camp in. I suppose my only question mark with this squad in the realms of making the playoffs is their coach. I just don't know if Gentry's the guy to do it. I mean, I've seen what he did with that Phoenix team, and it was bloody horrible. He was basically playing Dan Antoni's system, but with a little bit more defense. So, like, it's not as if he went in there with his own original idea of how to run that squad. I mean, because I keep thinking about the squad, and I think, you know, like, I know we always jump to it, you know, but it's like, imagine if Pop was coaching this team, and you had those 2 players. Do you think Pop could get those guys sorted out pretty quick?
Yeah, look, it might be a system thing. It might be a, offensive strategy thing. I don't know. To be perfectly honest, I don't know. You are right. We didn't, they paired together at the trade deadline. They were destined to make the best of a bad situation, and I think on all accounts they did. I'm glad to see that on paper Sacramento were a better team without Boogie as well, which shines a light on their potential as well. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it is a coaching thing. I just think that those 2 guys are too similar, and I don't know. I would really be very surprised if at the end of the season Boogie's a Pelican.
So I suppose the other parts of this of the Tony Allen signing with the Pelicans, it's, man, where the hell do my Grizzlies go from here? Like, it's not looking good heading into this season. I mean, we haven't even re-signed John Michael Green yet.
Yeah,
like,
man.
There's rumblings from Grizzlies corners that obviously Gasol isn't happy, and fair enough. You know, and then the GM comes out and says that, you know, as far as like trades go, he didn't say it, but he implied it, which was basically the only sort of safe player, the untradeable player on our team is Marc Gasol. which is a little bit weird when you just signed Conley to this super max deal only a season before.
Yeah. The Conley signing obviously jumped the gun a little bit, and now all the other signings that have happened since that kind of put him at, the benchmark of what is now market value. Does that make him more tradable with a raising of the cap? It might do, and he would be swapped for a couple of decent pieces. So who knows? I mean, I do understand though. You can't teach height. Gasol is a stud, one of the best centers in the Western Conference, if not the league. And if I had to pick an untradeable, for me, it's Gasol as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just time we need to shake up. I said to Vince not so long ago that
there's not much to shake up.
Well, we're just old real quick now. Do you know what I mean? Like, and even our good old players have all bounced. Like, the guys that could give us production, your Zebos, your Vince Carters, man. Like, geez, like we don't even have those guys anymore. Now we lose our defensive anchor in Tony Allen. The guy who's going to guard the best offensive player on the other team, regardless of position, just about. I mean, now we lose him. Like, we're in the Western Conference. I'm going to go ahead and say it now. I'm going to be surprised with our current lineup. Even if we re-sign JaMychal Green, I'm going to be surprised we make the playoffs in the West.
Oh, I don't think there's a hope in hell. Yeah, it's disappointing. And look, Conley, maybe Chandler Parsons, I'm sorry to say it, but look, he's going to get a lot of burn, and he may be playing himself back into fitness. But
how dare you?
No, I'm sorry, but if you get a 60-70% Chandler Parsons, that's productive.
Do you talk to your wife with that dirty mouth of yours?
I'm trying to say that with the shit sandwich that you guys have got, there is a glimmer of peanut butter.
Mate, look, even if Conley has another year where he improves again, even if Gasol gets back to form and, becomes, the defensive powerhouse that he has shown that he can be, we just don't have enough. We literally don't. Even if we got... No, we're not even going to get 50% out of Chandler Parsons. Can't even bring myself to say it. but we just don't have enough on the court. Like,
it's pretty sad, right? It's like it's the end of an era. It really is.
But it's like we didn't even go out the right way. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
we could have at least been preparing for this.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, we could have been at least preparing for a Zebo exit. We could have been preparing. Maybe, maybe Tony Allen is a little bit long in the tooth for where this team is right now, but we could have been preparing to replace these players so we have that depth, but we haven't. We just haven't.
Dude, I'm a Laker fan. We went from championship parades to bottom dwelling, so
unfortunately,
you'll be right. Unfortunately, we don't have the high profile name that Lakers do, and we don't have a Magic Johnson about to step in and save the day either, so we're going to be like the other end of the spectrum of that. Yeah, it's just unfortunate, as you just said, the way that it's kind of just fizzled out. It's this hard-nosed identity of a team, and then everyone just packed up their bags and went, "Yep, fuck this, I'm out."
I mean, honestly, if we were going to do this year, couldn't we just hung on to Zebo and let him play out, in Memphis? Yeah, I don't know. We don't have anything right now.
No, you don't, and I'd just like to apologise on behalf of Vince and myself to all the courtside listeners who had to listen to 8 minutes of Memphis Grizzlies talk.
Well, I have the power to edit, and that 8 minutes will go down to 2.
No, man. Honestly, I think all fans of basketball appreciate the grittiness and the hard-nosed identity of the Memphis Grizzlies. They are great for the league. And for the most part, they piss off the Clippers, which is fucking fantastic. So
yeah.
I hope they get back to glory, and I hope they do it soon.
Yeah, that's even sadder. The Clippers are a better team than us right now.
Yeah, that's the worst part.
Yeah. Jesus, man, you Lakers are so greedy. Lakers are so bloody greedy. Kobe's getting both numbers retired.
Man, he deserves it.
Can't you just pick one? Can't you? Look, he went with 24. Give him 24. He doesn't need 2 up there. Come on now.
Oh, come on. How the hell are you going to get drafted or traded to the Lakers and want to put on 8 or 24? You're not going to do that. Send them up.
Give me a spell. You guys are over the top.
Oh, come on. Send them up. There is no cat, present or future, that would ever dare put on 8 or 24. You send them up.
Chicago's not retiring 42 for MJ.
They should.
Man, no one other than Jerry Stackhouse is wearing that anyway, so...
That's true. Didn't he wear another one? Didn't he wear 15 or something once?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Retire that as well.
Jeez. Oh, so funny.
Don't know. The dumbest thing is Pat Riley retiring 23. That's weird.
Yeah, you know what? I could almost understand it if it was like a league-wide thing, because there were rumours when MJ... hung him up for good. That was, no one would wear 23 in the league again. Which I thought was like, man, that's a pretty big deal. Like, I would totally be down for that. I think that's like the ultimate sign of respect, but... Yeah.
I'd be down with it, but I think for the Lakers, honestly, you could not wear 8 or 24 if you were coming up, if you were a rook, if you got traded. It'd be disrespectful anyway, so I get it.
Yeah. Well, look, for a little bit of a laugh, we'll just breeze over this subject. Stephen Marbury's making a comeback at 40 years old.
What?
Yeah, he's attempting... He's attempting a comeback at the age 40. No one wants Starbury's bald-headed, wrinkly-ass, tattooed head in the league, okay?
I do.
He was super trash in his last year for Boston, as it was... And...
This is amazing. You've just made my week. I did not know this.
Yeah. Here's the song Glory Days that Bruce Springsteen wrote about. Oh my God. Live it on good glory days. Give me a spell, Marbury.
Wasn't he league MVP only like a year ago over in China?
In China, yeah. He won't even...
Man, this is awesome. What is he... Is he legitimately like? Is he talking to teams? Is he going to go into training camp? What's going on?
I don't know. I got a feeling he's got a movie coming out. Have you seen the clip?
No. Where the fuck have I been?
There is a trailer for Marbury's movie about himself.
That's awesome. He's Coney Island's finest. I want to see this movie.
Oh no! It's nothing about that. It's about his years in China.
Oh, okay.
Yes. You had the same reaction as I did when I was told that exact same thing.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. I like the that little featurette that was done on Jimmy Fredette, but I don't know if I can watch a whole movie on Stephon Marbury.
Yeah.
They love him. Like, he's like a god over there.
I mean, that's great. You know, that's great, but it's a terrible decision. That's a terrible decision. Hang him up. Hang your $10 shoes up.
Man, he should at least do a stepping stone and go into the Big 3 league, right?
See, I'd be down with that. I could watch Marbury in the Big 3. That'd be cool.
And he's number 3. It makes perfect sense. Starbury, if you're listening, I know you're listening. Do that.
Stu's your new agent. Get on it.
I got it sorted. I'll talk to Cube. We'll get it done.
Yep. Hey, do you think LeVar Ball thinks of Stephen Marbury and thinks of like the price he's selling his shoes at and go, man, that guy's crazy?
Without a doubt. And that's why Shaq had that back and forth about Shaq's Payless shoes.
I just thought about that.
I do respect Shaq and Steph for their cheap range of shoes. I mean, that's not forgetting where you come from. I do appreciate that.
Yeah, even Al Harrington did that.
Yeah, that's right.
Remember the Al Harrington shoes? When I was in New York, you could buy them at Kmart.
Really?
Yep. Crazy.
Yeah, right.
Every week we hit the Facebook page. Let me do that again. Every week we hit the Facebook page, all caps Courtside, and ask you guys, the fans, what teams and topics you'd like to hear about in this week's show. We've only got a few this week. It is the off-season. We are pushing through, though. New season just around the corner, so we'll answer these ones anyway. Our first question comes from Dan May. Why do we always laugh when we say Dan?
We love you, Dan.
We love you, Dan. And your cat. Dan says, I haven't really been keeping up much with the NBA during the off-season. Is Ben Simmons ready for the new season?
Like, I guess so. I mean, he's done all his preseason work down in Dandenong or whatever he's doing. He's allegedly 7'8".
Yeah. Not paying court fees.
Yeah. Totally unregistered, and that game will count as a forfeit.
Hey, you know what? If they're not letting you play...
Yes.
You should bring this up with the Basketball Australia. If you're letting Ben Simmons walk on the court without paying his registration fees, then I should be allowed to pay.
Damn straight. I'm invoking the Ben Simmons privilege.
Yes. I want you to bring that up tomorrow in your conversation.
I'm going to do that tomorrow in my phone call with Basketball New South Wales.
Yes.
I'd imagine that, in all seriousness, that Ben Simmons is 100% ready to go. All reports are that he is. There's been a couple little sneaky things put up on different Instagram accounts that I've seen. It's just going to be a matter of this team gelling and finding their groove. And, man, I'm so excited to watch Philly.
So I have a counter for this question.
Right.
Because the concern is with Ben Simmons, and that's not the player you need to have the concern with.
Agreed.
Joel Embiid, that's your concern. If you're a Philly fan, that's who you're concerned with. I mean, it's going to be great if Simmons comes out firing and, is exciting, running the court and scoring and making flashy passes. Fantastic. But I can tell you this right now. If Embiid is out, even if you have a healthy Simmons, Philly won't make the playoffs.
And conversely, if Embiid is healthy, I shit you not, people are going to be talking about him as an MVP candidate.
Yes, 100% agree.
He is going to, if healthy, that's the big asterisk, the big caveat, his numbers are going to be, holy fuck, they're going to be massive.
Who the hell is stopping him in the East now?
No one.
Yep, not at his position.
No, honestly, the things that he was doing with capped minutes last season were ridiculous. The league doesn't know what's about to hit them.
Our next question comes from Cameron Granke, and he wants to know about LeVar Ball being in NBA 2K18. I hate the world. That's what I think.
I'm not a gamer, so I'll put that out there, but what does he do? Is he an actual character?
I don't know. If he's commentating this year through it, I'm throwing my PS4 in the river. I'll never do that. But I'll be very upset. Actually, this would be a good year for you to try it out, Stu, because by all reports, I think I read somewhere last week that the commentators this year are Kobe and Garnett.
No way.
Yes way.
Whoa, okay. Area 21, represent.
Right? I'm like, that is awesome.
That's pretty cool, man. I'd be down for that.
So I'm due my copy soon. I'm going to play it for a couple of weeks, and I'll give you guys a full review on an upcoming show as well. So, interesting.
Awesome. Please tell me what LeVar Ball does in the game.
God, it's going to drive me mental, I know. I've broken my silence on LeVar Ball this episode.
You have.
I've been really good the past few weeks. I've been biting my tongue. Maybe because Vince is not here. Maybe that's why.
Maybe. I hope he replaces Coach Walton at the All-Star break and he coaches us for the remainder of the season.
Maybe. That would be fantastic. Oh, God. Our next question comes from... I can't even do the... I'm sick. I can't do the voice.
Oh, you can't even do the... Oh.
Hang on. I'm going to try. Joey!
Oh, that was terrible. Go back into an old episode.
God, no voice. I'm sorry, Joey. Joey from Timwell's Explosion. I'm sorry for my sad intro, Joey. Joey wants to know, are the Boston Celtics ready to win the East?
Yep.
I have a big fat question mark on them.
Which is?
So I was thinking about this the other day, and obviously, like the talent level, and I realized that a lot of the big name talent, at least, left for the Western Conference. I understand that totally. Was kind of thinking back to 2008 and watching the press conference with KG, Ray Allen, and Paul Pierce sitting up on that podium. And I watched the Gordon Hayward and Kyrie Irving podium as well, reflecting on both of them. I feel like this Boston squad, they're counting the eggs before the hatch. Is that the right analogy?
You just wanted to throw in an analogy.
I hope I didn't mess it up either. But I think the big, 2008, I remember that real specifically because I remember KG saying, we haven't won anything. Yeah, we haven't done anything yet. And he said it like a few times, like, we haven't done anything. They haven't proven anything. They haven't won a single game in the Boston Green yet.
Yeah, but he had to say that. He was coming from Minnesota.
Nah, but, I mean, you're sitting on that panel with those two players. You're KG. You're sitting next to Ray Allen, one of the best shooters in the league. You're sitting next to Paul Pierce, one of the most professional scorers in the league. And that's your mentality going into that season? I mean, it's no wonder they won it in 2008.
What did Hayward and Irving say?
They didn't really say anything specifically, but I just felt the vibe. It was the vibe of the thing. God, I sound like Spence. I just feel like they feel like they've already won this. Like they feel
think?
Yeah, like not that they came out and said that directly, but I just feel like they've already counted their chips. I didn't mess it up. They've already. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like they feel like they're anointed. Like there's.
Oh, geez, I don't know. I haven't seen the press conference. I don't think that they are. You know, Gordon Hayward, not Brendan Hayward. Brendan Hayward's certainly not lacing him up for the Celtics. Gordon Hayward seems to be pretty humble. I don't think he would imagine that they would go in and just dethrone LeBron James.
But I mean, even that, you know, like they've still got to get through the other teams in the Eastern Conference. Sure.
I think it's a two-horse race. Even with any sort of level of dysfunction or gelling issues, they've got to be at worst, they're the second best team in the East.
Yeah, you've still got to put the ball in the hoop. You've still got to sort it out. You've still got to play as a unit. I mean, essentially, are they a better team than they were last year? Maybe. Will they gel as well as that team last year? Still a question mark. So, I mean, there's still pieces of the puzzle for this team to sort out. Is Kyrie Irving even that guy? Is he a leader like Isaiah Thomas is? Well, okay, maybe he is, but like KG said back in 2008, they haven't won anything yet.
No, they haven't, but they are a better team. I don't think there's any doubt in my mind, at least. They are a better team than last year, and I understand they've lost Avery Bradley. I understand they've lost Jay Crowder.
I mean, look, they're not even a team yet. Like, they're not even a team yet, Stu. They're coming back after the success. Look, and I said it a few shows ago, you know, I felt like maybe they overachieved last year, but they're only coming back with like 3 or 4 guys from last year. They've lost their team. I think they are way. Yeah, I agree that they overachieved. I totally agree they overachieved, and they overachieved off the back of IT. And he's gone. I get that, but man, did they replace him? Oh man, they are a much better team. Well, yeah, there you go, Joey.
Yeah, I like what I see, Joey. I really do. But yeah, who knows? Will anybody in the East win a championship for the next 4 or 5 years? I don't know.
Yeah. Obviously, we didn't get to record last week. I think all of us were pretty sick. So
Yeah.
It was a weird 2 weeks. And our final question of the night comes from Daniel Allen, and he wants to know, who do you guys think will be the starting 5 for the Orlando Magic this season?
Smart ass.
They're deep at the shooting guard spot.
Yeah. The answer is no one knows.
I don't think coach knows.
Honestly, I don't know if I could. You've got Vucevic is still there.
Yeah. Yes.
You've got Aaron Gordon. You've got Elfrid Payton. You've got. I have no idea. Mario Herzegovina now? I have no idea.
Let me counter this question with a question of my own for you, Stu. Who's more dysfunctional, the Orlando Magic or Detroit Pistons?
Oh shit! What is this? Is wow! I don't know. Did Aaron Aflalo go back to the Magic?
Oh shit! Did he? Yeah, I think he might have.
I think he might have. I don't know. That just popped up into my head because I was thinking. Before you jumped on the phone. I was listening to Kendrick Lamar. Who is? I don't know. What the fuck is going on in Detroit? What a disappointment.
I mean, there's a team who should be in the position of the Washington Wizards. Do you know what I mean? Like, and pushing those top 4 spots in the Eastern Conference, especially this year coming. But Stan is just a step down.
Yeah, so disappointing. Geez, I don't know who's more dysfunctional though. I think the Pistons still have more upside, but I don't know. I mean, historically players have liked to end up in Orlando because of the tax breaks in Florida. So maybe there's a window there. They do have a lot of pieces. I don't know who they moved them for and where, but, you know, if they're stockpiling, they're not doing a bad job of it. But, geez, I don't know. I don't know who their starting five is.
Yeah.
Do you?
Oh, no. Scott Skiles, the starting point guard.
Horace Grant at the 4.
Horace Grant at 4. Need to miss some free throws, so hey, let's throw Nick Anderson in. Ronnie Cycley's coming back.
Oh, man.
Because if Stephen Marbury can, so can Ronnie Cycley, goddammit.
My friend put on Facebook the other day that he got his he got audited here in Australia by the ATO, and he got talking to the auditor, and the auditor is the second cousin of Ronnie Cycley.
Get out of town.
No way. Like, that was honestly, that only happened about a week ago, and you just said the name, and it just dawned on me that actually happened.
Is the most randomest.
Ronnie Cycley is underrated. Ronnie Cycley is a legend of Florida basketball.
He's the man.
Underrated.
Yeah. He was fantastic in Miami. He was fantastic in Orlando.
He was great in Miami. He's the king of Florida.
Yeah. He owns the East Coast.
He probably does. He looks shady. He probably does.
And of course, you can catch all the courtside banter and madness at the website www.CRTSDE.podbean.com. Guys, there you'll find links down to the Facebook page, All Caps Courtside. Listen to our free minisodes. We've got our season pass that's still kicking along, guys. $20 for the season, which gets you access to all extra shows like our weekly show and our Courtside Present shows. We've got a whole stack of stuff coming up for the new season and our 300th episode just around the corner. I want to thank Stu for recording with me tonight.
All good, man. Guys, if you like what you hear, as we always say, tag a friend, share the links, get the conversation going on the Facebook page. I just got an update just then from my insider at the Lakers. Brandon Ingram is now 7'9". So that's exciting. See, we bring you all the up-to-date statistics and news on the Courtside Podcast.
And has straight hair.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit weird.
And an imaginary salute to our other co-host, Vince Germano, who is off pimping himself on a corner somewhere.
Again, he, man, I mean, you got to respect the guy who's earning some money, but the cold sores that he's getting are creepy.
I heard they change colour in the heat.
And, and I've heard that he brings the heat, so...
I'm in so much trouble next year.
Yeah, we're going to pay for that.
Here it comes. Watch out! Here it comes. Watch out!
Ball